Hello, dear students of English 3. It is more than a pleasure for me to have you in this last Zoom meeting of the class. For today, we're going to be working on the last session. Okay, so I want to say hello to, I want to welcome to Madeline. Good afternoon, Madeline. Good afternoon, Madeline.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Welcome to our last Zoom meeting of the class, okay? So today we're gonna be based on Unit 8, what's your neighborhood like? As you know, it was more than a pleasure for me to have the chance to work with you during this period of classes, English 3. As in every single session, we have an introductory video. So it means that we're gonna take a quick look at the introductory video, and then I will be explaining to you the different context, activities, and exercise that we're gonna be focused on for this unit. Okay, let's take a quick look at it.
Welcome, guys, to another session of English 3. Let's go ahead and take a look at the topics we're going to be covering for this lesson. So we're going to start off with practice exercises, basic vocabulary. Then we have our these places. We're going to listen to a conversation, read and listen to a conversation about I am your new neighbor. And just pay attention to the there is, there are, one, any, and some, which is the topic of our next grammar. There is, there are, one, any, and some. Okay. Then of course we're going to have a few explanations of there is, there are, how to read. There is, there are. Also, we have some English grammar rules for that, and then we have a couple of practice exercises that are not cumulative. Okay. And then we're going to jump in right to our session exercises, which are cumulative. And these are based on there is and there are. This is our first set of exercises. Okay. Then we have a video, there is and there are, for English speaking practice. Okay. Moving on, we have a couple other videos, grammar quiz, there is and there are, and then it's there is, there are, there's and there are exercises of TOEFL, also ASL. We're gonna take a look at a snapshot of our things about neighbors and what are some of the things that we have with our own neighbors. And then we're gonna have another conversation talking about neighbors as well and our neighborhood specifically. It's pretty safe. Okay. It talks about an apartment, moving into that leads us to our next grammar topic, which is about quantifiers, how much and how many and how much. Okay, that takes us to quantifiers practice exercise. Will you be writing answers to questions about your name? After we finish this exercise, we're going to watch a video about how much and how many, right? And then we're going to see a lesson about questions with how much and how many. Okay. And then, of course, we are going to see some English grammar of how much and how many as well. And then we have the difference. We have an image with the differences between how much and how many. Okay. Then we see many questions, many examples. Okay. And then we have just a roadmap on certain things that we can just put in our thoughts. How when to use how many uncountable nouns and how much uncountable nouns. Okay, that will take us to the next topic, which is a video with much versus many. What's the difference? What's the difference with how much and how many? Then we have another exercise about how much and how many. Okay, this is a session exercise. And we have the video, how many or how much. And we're gonna end up with more videos practicing how much and how much which is how many, and then how much, how many quantifiers, countable, uncountable. That will take us to the end of our session. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, very good. So basically, today we're going to be able to learn how to use how much and how many. As you know, we have countable and uncountable nouns in English. So it means that we're going to work how many for countable nouns and how much for uncountable nouns. But before to get deep into the session, we're going to take a snapshot about some common complaints about neighbors. In here, we have some different situations, such as when your neighbors are really noise. My neighbor's dog barks all night. My neighbor always listen to loud music. When it comes to cleanliness, my neighbor put his garbage in the wall and there are always shoes outside my door. But when we have noisy pets, we might have, or we might say, my neighbor cats go everywhere, or my neighbor has 6 dogs. It's like a zoo. When talking about privacy, my neighbors, my neighbor's kids visit every day. It's too much. My neighbor always asks me for things. And here we have 3 important questions. Which of these complaints do you have with your neighbors? What other complaints do you have about neighbors? And what do you do when you have complaints? For today's, I want to ask to Madeline. Madeline, which of these complaints do you have with your neighbors? Can you share with us a little bit?
Teacher, repeat please.
This is the question for you. Which of these complaints do you have with your neighbors? Okay.
Uh, the first.
Noise.
Yes.
Okay, but it is about the pets or it is about the music. It is about, I don't know, party, something. Can you explain us a little bit?
Pets.
Okay, good. Thank you. I will have to say, well, talking about me, I will say that it will be about noise. My neighborhood's kind of, they are really noise and they kind of annoy me because probably you want to rest, you want to have a relaxed time, you want to sleep, but there are a lot music loud. So it means that block you out and that is kind of awkward for you, okay? So in English, we have
Um,
quantifiers. Yes, do you have a question?
no, no.
Okay, in English, we have quantifiers. Quantifiers are words that count, okay? It doesn't matter if it is count or non-count, countable or non-countable. In this case, the quantifier words that we're gonna be learning is how many for countable nouns and how much for uncountable nouns. You're gonna have this track, you're gonna play it, and then you're going to listen and practice. Page 54, exercise 9, grammar focus. Quantifiers, how many and how much. Count nouns. Are there many restaurants? Yes, there are a lot. Yes, there are a few. No, there aren't many. No, there aren't any. No, there are none. How many restaurants are there? There are 10 or 12. Non-count nouns. Is there much crime? Yes, there's a lot. Yes, there's a little. No, there isn't much. No, there isn't any. No, there's none. How much crime is there? There's a lot of street crime. Okay, very good. And there we have the grammar explanation. We just have a track and we were listening, okay? So I'm going to make this kind of chart for you to be a little bit clear with this content. So it means that for the first thing that we have to do when it comes to identify when a noun is countable or uncountable. For example, we have some nouns that we can count. Examples, pencil is a countable noun, right? Water is uncountable noun. I cannot, I cannot be able to know the quantity of the water. We have a lot of water all around the world. So it means that the word water is a uncountable noun, okay? So we're gonna use how many for countable nouns, okay? And how much that will be for uncountable noun. Okay, we're gonna wait a little bit. That will be for uncountable nouns. Example, want. How many cards do you have? Okay, that is just an example. How many cards do you have? The word cards, it's countable. It's countable because I can count the cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. In here, how much water did you drink per day? How much water did you drink per day? Okay, it means that water is a uncountable noun. Okay, example number 2. How many flowers did you bring? Flowers are countable. It means that we can count them. Okay, for uncountable, we have how much sand is there in the beach? And the beach. How much sand is there in the beach? Sand, which is arena into Spanish, is a uncountable noun. Okay, I cannot, I cannot know the quantity of the sand. That it will be impossible to know it. Okay, Madeline, do you have a question?
No.
Okay, very good.
No.
Okay. Okay, very good. So in here, we're gonna have a conversation uh, related to pretty safe. Okay, so I'm gonna be Nick and you're gonna be Pat. Okay, Madeline, but first of all, we're gonna listen the track.
Okay.
3, exercise 8, conversation. It's pretty safe. Listen and practice.
I love it. It's downtown, so it's very convenient. Oh no, there isn't any. I live on the 5th floor. A lot. In fact, there's an excellent Korean place just around the corner. Well, there aren't many parking garages, but I usually find a place on the street. No, it's pretty safe. Hold on. That's my car alarm. I'll call you back later.
Okay, very good. Now we're gonna practice. I'm gonna be Nick and you're gonna be Pan. Okay, Madeline?
Okay.
Okay. How do you like your new apartment?
I love it. It's downtown, so it's very convenient.
Downtown? Is there much noise?
No, there isn't any. I live on the 5th floor.
How many restaurants are there near your place?
A lot. In fact, there's an excellent Korean place just around the corner.
What about parking?
Well, there aren't many parking garage, but I usually find a place on the street.
Is there much crime?
No, it's pretty safe. Hold on. That's my car alarm. I'll call you back later.
Okay, very good. So that is a short conversation for you to practice. And here we're gonna have our very first practice exercise. Write answers to these questions about your neighborhood. That will be an open questions. And here, for example, is there much parking? Write answers to these questions about your neighborhood. Is there much parking? No, there isn't. No, there isn't. Actually, there there are few parking garages over around. Okay, for that will be for number one. For number two, how much traffic is there? Mm, not too much. Not too much. Indeed. There are a lot of free highways to drive in. Number three, how much are there? Oh, sorry, are there many apartments? No, there aren't. No, there aren't. And then you can just type some other answers according to your neighborhood, and that will be the practice exercise related to those questions. Okay, Madeline?
Okay.
Also in here, we're gonna have a video tutorial about when to use how much and when to use how many. Let's take a quick look at it.
When we want to know the quantity or amount of something, we ask questions starting with how much and how many. But what is the difference? How much is used with uncountable nouns. How much time do we have? How many is only used with plural countable nouns. How many people are invited? How many cousins do you have? How many books did you buy? Sometimes how much can be used with singular or plural countable nouns. In this situation, how much means we want to know the price of something. How much is this book? How much are these shoes? Often, the noun is omitted or dropped from the question when it is obvious what we're talking about. For example, I would like to buy some cheese, please. How much would you like? This means how much cheese would you like? The noun cheese is not necessary after how much, since we already know we're talking about cheese. In fact, it is normally dropped to avoid sounding repetitive. More examples. I need some plates. How many do you need? How many refers to how many plates. We use how many because plates is a countable noun. We need to buy more rice. How much do we need? How much refers to how much rice. We use how much because rice is uncountable. Let's practice. How much or how many in these questions?
Okay, Madeline, can you tell me the number one? It's much or many?
Much.
Much. Number two,
How many?
many. Number three,
How many?
how many? Okay. And number
And
four,
how many?
okay. Number five,
How much?
okay. Number six,
How many?
number seven,
How much?
okay. And number eight,
How many?
okay.
Pause this video so that you have time to complete this exercise. When you're ready, click play again.
Okay, now we're gonna realize the correct answers for it.
How
Much. You were right, Madeline. Excellent. How much work do you have to do?
How many?
How many? Also, you were right. How many countries have you visited? How many students are in the room? We're good.
How
Much. In this case, is how much, not how many. Okay.
How much?
How much?
Okay.
You were right. Excellent answer. You were right. How many? Of course, we can count the days. How much? You were right. Good job. Good job. And the last one, many. Okay, so you just fail in one, but the others are really okay. Good answers, okay?
Okay.
Okay, very good. Also in here, you know, most of the how much and how many we use it to form questions, to make questions. That is just the basically usage of how much and how many. And here we always, how much and how many, we always use with a plural, okay? Also, we have the words much and many mean a lot of. If a noun is in singular, we use much, example, much money. If a noun is in plural, we use many, example, many friends. Countable and uncountable nouns. In connection, much and many people often speak of countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns have singular and plural form. Okay, in plural, these nouns can be used with a number. That's why they are called countable nouns. Countable nouns take many. Example, 100 friends, many friends. Uncountable nouns can be only used in singular. These nouns cannot be used with a number. That's why they are called uncountable nouns. And uncountable nouns take much. Example, 100 money, much money. Note, of course, you can count money, but then you will name the currency and say that you have got $5, but not 5 money, okay? Example, how much money do you have? How many people live in your city? How much does the book cost? How much rice is there? How many apples are there in the basket? How much petrol do we need? How many children are in the class? How many teachers do you have? How much food do we have? How many hours did you sleep? Okay. Also in here, we have how many and how much, okay? So in here, you already know how much with uncountable nouns and how many for countable noun. This is grammar explanation for you. And also in here, we have a summary chart. How much, how many, how much uncountable, how many when we want to know the quantity or amount of something or of an element. The difference between many versus much is the same. Many for countable and much for uncountable. And here we have how many countable nouns. Animals are countable. Balls are countable. Blades are countable. Cars are countable. Children are countable. Colors are countable. Eggs are countable. Fishes are countable. Games are countable. Grains are countable. Pieces of cake, plants of wood, and toys, of course, they are countable. Uncountable, cheese is uncountable. E for uncountable. Fodder, uncountable. Homework, uncountable. Milk, noise, rope, sand, soap, stuff, time, traffic, and water, they are uncountable nouns. Also in here, we have much versus many. This is a video tutorial for you to be clear with the differentiations between them.
Many. In this session, I will go through the difference between these two words. Essentially, they both mean the same thing. They refer to a large amount of something. However, we use them in different contexts. Much is used with uncountable nouns. It refers to a large amount. Now I will go through three types of sentences in which we can use the word much: a positive sentence, a negative sentence, and a question. For example, the party was so much fun. The uncountable noun in this sentence is fun. I didn't get much sleep last night. This is an example of a negative sentence. The uncountable noun in this sentence is sleep. How much money do you have? Many. Many is used with countable nouns. Again, it refers to a large amount. For example, she has many friends. The countable noun in this sentence is friends. So we're saying that she has a large number of friends. There aren't many people here. The countable noun in this sentence is people. How many properties do you own? The countable noun in this sentence is properties.
Okay, we're gonna take this quiz, Madeline. What do you think in here? How much or how many? Madeline,
How
is
much?
how much? Okay, are you sure? Are you
Um,
sure?
it depends. Because if a lot of people,
Many, because
the
I can count how many. One people, two people, three people, four people, and so on. Two people, sorry. Two people, three people, four people. In this case is how many. Okay, we're gonna continue with another.
Okay.
She has much or many pets. Much or many?
Mm, much.
Much. Are you sure?
Many, many.
Many, because pets are countable nouns, okay? We're gonna realize right now if our answers are right. Okay, many. She has many pets. Very good. Excellent. Think about it. Just think about it if the noun is countable or uncountable. Okay, we're gonna have the same the next. You are talking to much or many?
Much.
Much. Excellent. You are talking to much. Very good answer. So the answer is much. Very good. And we have the last one. There aren't many trees in the park. What do you think?
Much.
Much. Many, because we can count the trees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Okay. Also, guys, you're gonna have your first evaluated exercise. Use how much or how many to complete the questions. And here, you're gonna have two tries. Use how much or how many to complete the questions. For example, how many verbs are there? Okay. How much bread is eaten per day? And so on and so on. But you need to do it by yourself, okay? You need to do it by yourself. That is an evaluated exercise. If you notice, the first one is how many, okay? Also, guys, you're gonna have another video tutorial about how many and how much. And here it explains to you which noun is countable and which noun is uncountable. Apple is a countable noun. Rice is uncountable noun. How many and how much? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It means the apples are countable. Okay, 1 apple, 2 apple, 3 apples, 2 apples. They are countable nouns. We can count apples for sure. So apples are countable nouns. For countable nouns in English, we add S or ES. Balls, 2 balls. It means they are countable nouns. Buses, they are 2 buses. They are countable nouns. Countable nouns. Sheep, 2 boats or sheep. It means that they are countable nouns. Now let's count the rice. Can we count the rice? It's impossible. It's impossible. We cannot count the rice because there are a lot of. So we say rice, just in singular, just in singular. 3 bowls of rice, that will be okay. 2 bottles of water, that will be okay. 5 dishes of soup, that will be okay. These are uncountable nouns, okay? Rice, water, milk, wine, chocolate, bread. Those are uncountable nouns. So in this case, we use how many for countable nouns. How many apples do you have? Or how many apples do you want? We use how much for uncountable nouns. Example, how much rice do you want? And always the noun is in singular. Thank you very much. Okay, also, we're gonna have another practice video, how much and how many, okay? Countable, cups of coffee, glasses of water, how much, many bread. How much bread, how many leaves of bread, how much, many meat. Then you can practice, okay? And also we have some other videos that explain us how much and how many as a quantifiers for countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, so this will be everything for this session. And it was more than a pleasure for me to have the chance to work with you, even though most of you were not very often online. It was just more than a pleasure for me to be with you and to guide you in the right path. However, we're gonna still be working on session 13. That will be next weekend, and that will be your final exam. Okay, I'll be telling you the exact day for you to make your final test. But also, I want to remind you to complete your task on time. Okay, complete your task on time, and just be on time with everything. For each single Zoom meeting of the class, we have it in here and the linking part, and please take a look at it. Take a look at it and let us know your opinion about every single session, okay? Madeline, do you have a question for the final round?
Mm,
Everything
sí,
is
esta sesión todavía no está habilitada, ¿verdad?
No, mi niña, yo la trabajé antes para que ustedes ya tengan una idea de lo que se va a ver, ¿verdad? Tanto en la parte práctica como en la parte evaluada. Sin embargo, la sesión se les va a estar habilitando este domingo, sesión 12. En esta semana ustedes tienen que ir trabajando ejercicios prácticos y evaluado de sesión 11. Esa sesión ya la tuvimos, ya la expliqué, y estuve trabajando en los ejercicios prácticos como evaluado. Entonces ahí toman un recap, un review para tener una idea más clara de lo que van a abordar en sesión 11 y en esta sesión 12.
Entonces el examen sería el domingo, bueno, sábado, domingo 20 por ahí.
Sí, su examen se les estará habilitando entre el sábado 21 o el domingo 22 con una duración de 48 horas.
Ok.
Sí, ok. ¿Alguna otra pregunta, Madeline?
No, por el momento solo ese.
Revisi
La sesión 11,
sí,
¿cuándo se cierra?
la sesión 11, mi niña, se cierra este sábado a la medianoche. Ya le voy a, para ser exacto, ya le digo cuándo, ¿verdad? Sesión 11. Nuestra sesión 11, los ejercicios evaluados, tanto como prácticos, van a estar habilitados hasta el día 15, el domingo 15 de agosto a las 11:59, ¿verdad? Domingo 15 de agosto a las 11:59. Ese mismo día se le habilita sesión 12.
Sí, era por lo que como hemos tenido exámenes en la semana, tal vez algunos no hemos podido realizar las actividades.
Ah, es correcto, es correcto. Pero yo ya he estado revisando los ejercicios evaluados de sesión 7, sesión 8, sesión 9 y sesión 10 y sesión 11, perdón. No sé si ya le llegaron mis mensajes de revisado.
Algunos sí, las últimas sesiones no las he revisado todavía.
Ok, perfecto. Entonces no trabajemos en tiempo y forma, y recuerden, pues, para aquellos alumnos que no se pudieron conectar, la sesión Zoom va a estar habilitada en la parte de enlace. Será la última sesión, inglés 3, sesión 12, ¿verdad? Entonces fue un placer haber trabajado con ustedes, muchachos. De igual manera, les voy a estar guiando el día del examen. Yo voy a estar por WhatsApp por cualquier incidencia, cualquier inquietud que que podamos presentar, ¿ok? Thank you so much.
Igual, profe, gracias a usted por su tiempo y por todas las clases que nos dio.
Okay, un placer, un gusto.
Un
Okay,
placer.
good. Okay,
Okay,
goodbye.
goodbye.
Okay.